Your website is now read far more often than it is visited. Zero-click searches went from 56% to 69% in a single year. I'm Corey, founder of Neuron HQ. Here's what that changes about how a small business site should be built. Your website is now read far more often than it is visited. That is not a slogan, it is a measurable change, and it means the thing you paid for is doing a different job than the one you bought it for. Here is the number. Zero-click searches, where somebody gets what they needed without visiting any website at all, rose from 56% to 69% in a single year. And where a generated summary appears at the top, a traditional result gets clicked roughly 8% of the time. 92% of the time, nobody comes. So, in the next few minutes, what actually changed, how to build a site that gets quoted, what to stop paying for, and what still matters exactly as much as it always did. That last one is longer than people expect. Let us start with what actually changed, because it is more specific than websites are dead. For 20 years, the job was simple. Rank, get the click, convert the visitor. Every decision followed from that, including a great many decisions about looking impressive. Two of those three steps got weaker. Fewer clicks leave the results page at all, and the pages being quoted inside answers are increasingly not the ones ranking highest. One analysis put the overlap between top links and cited sources at under 20%, down from about 70%. Which means your site now has two audiences with genuinely different needs. A person who wants to be convinced, and a machine reading on somebody else's behalf, which wants a specific, checkable claim it can repeat without getting it wrong. The good news, and this is the whole reason this is worth your time, is that writing for the second one makes you better at the first. Specific beats vague for both. There is no trade-off here. So let us get concrete about how you actually build for that. First, answer the question in the first paragraph. Not a welcome message, not your founding story. The actual answer in 1 or 2 sentences in plain text at the top. If a reader has to scroll to find out what you charge or whether you serve their town, so does everything else. Second, and this is the biggest structural mistake I see, one services page listing 9 offerings and 9 bullet points is one thin page competing for 9 different questions. 9 real pages, each answering one question properly, is 9 chances to be the source. Third, put the facts in text and not in pictures. Prices in an image are invisible. Hours in a graphic are invisible. Service areas in a map screenshot are invisible. If it matters, it goes in text. Fourth, be specific enough to be quotable. Quality service you can trust cannot be repeated by anyone. Same-day repair across Scottsdale and Tempe, typically $180 to $340, no call-out fee, can. Numbers, place names, time frames, and name constraints are what survive being summarized. And fifth, make it fast and make it plain HTML. A page whose text only appears after scripts run is a page that can be read wrong, or not at all. Static HTML with the words actually in the file is faster for people and unambiguous for everything else. It is also cheaper to host, often free. Now the part that saves you money, which is what to stop paying for. The homepage carousel. It has been measured for over a decade, and it has never worked. It also buries every specific claim you have behind a slide nobody waits for. Stock photography of people who do not work for you, which is invisible to a reader and worse than nothing to a buyer who can tell. A monthly retainer for content that says nothing checkable. 12 articles a year with no numbers, no names, and no prices is 12 pages nobody will ever quote. And rebuilds that, change how it looks and not what it says. If the new site contains the same vague sentences, you have bought a paint job. Here's a test you can use before approving anything. Pick any page and ask, could a stranger repeat one specific checkable sentence from this page to a friend? If not, the page does not yet do its job, whatever it looks like. And now the part that gets skipped in every article like this, which is what has not changed. Speed. People still leave slow pages, and slow pages still get read less thoroughly by everything else. Mobile, because most of your visitors are on a phone, often outdoors, often in a hurry. Accessibility, because a site a screen reader can navigate is a site whose structure is unambiguous, which helps every reader of every kind. It is also simply the right thing to do. and whether it converts. A page can be quoted everywhere and still fail if the phone number is hard to find, the form is too long, or nobody answers when somebody calls. Being cited is not the goal, being called is. So that is the shift in what to do about it. Answer the question at the top. One page per thing you do. Facts in text. Specific enough to repeat. If you would rather have that built for you, fast, static, one page per service, marked up properly and fixed price in about 2 weeks, that is what we do at Neuron HQ. The full written version with every source linked is at neuronhq.com. Answer the question at the top. One page per thing you do. Facts in text, not in a picture. Specific enough that a stranger could repeat it. The full written version with every source linked is at neuron-hq.com/blog.